Have you ever wondered about standing up to your employer for unfair treatment? What if staying silent is costing you more than you think? In this video, we'll talk about 3 big questions. What money you could get if you sue your employer for discrimination, when your case might settle, and how a lawyer can help protect your rights and hold your employer accountable. By the end, you'll have the information you need to make the best decision for you. Please note this video is informational and not meant to give legal advice. If you think you're dealing with discrimination, you should talk to a lawyer. They can help you figure out what steps you need to take and what you should or shouldn't do in your situation. Now think of your civil rights like a toolbox. You might not use every tool all the time, but when something breaks, like unfair treatment at work, having the right tools ready can help you fix it. Let's talk about how you can use tools provided by the law to stand up for yourself. First, let's focus on the protections you have. Laws are in place to protect workers like you. Federal laws, like the Civil Rights Act and the Americans with Disabilities Act, stop employers from discriminating or punishing workers. State laws, like those in Florida and New York, sometimes give even more protections. Next, what money could you get? If you sue your employer, these are some of the things that you might get. Back pay, money for wages you lost out on because of your employer's unlawful conduct. Front pay, which is money for future earnings you would have earned had you not suffered discrimination. Emotional distress, payment for the emotional distress and pain caused by your employer's unlawful conduct. Punitive damages, which is extra money to punish your employer if their behavior was really bad. Also lawyer's fees, which is money for the attorney's fees and costs like filing fees and expert fees. It's also important to understand the legal process and think of the legal process like preparing for a tennis match. You need to practice your shots, study your opponent, and have a strategy to win. A lawyer acts like a coach who can guide you to success. If you contact a lawyer early, ideally, as soon as you suspect discrimination or other unlawful conduct, they can help you gather important evidence, explain your rights, and create a strong strategy. This gives you the best chance to maximize your protections and achieve a large and quick settlement. Here's what those steps look like. First, meet with a lawyer for a free talk. They'll help you gather proof, explain your rights, and tell you what steps to take. Step 2, your lawyer sends a letter to your employer. The letter shows how strong your case is, and it sets up talks about potential settlement. Next, if the employer won't settle, your lawyer files a lawsuit and fights for you in court. Even then, there will likely be more chances to settle before the case ever reaches trial. Next, if the case goes to trial, a jury hears your story and decides if your employer should pay for what they did. Important to note that most employment cases are settled before trial. This means that if you decide to pursue legal action, you might never have to step foot inside a courtroom. Let's focus on the concerns that might be holding you back from taking action. First, the risks of potential retaliation. The law says that your employer can't punish you for speaking up. If they do, you could have an even stronger case. Retaliation claims are often the strongest part of an employment case because they are sometimes easier to prove than the discrimination itself. Another thing holding you back might be the cost of pursuing legal action. But many lawyers don't charge up front. They only get paid if you win. They also pay for things like filing fees and expert reports up front so you don't have to. You might be worried about the emotional distress you might feel pursuing a case. Many clients I've worked with feel stronger and even more confident after taking action. So why talk to a lawyer? Talking to a lawyer is easy and private, and it makes a big difference. Here's how they help. They can write a formal complaint for you so you make sure that you're doing it the right way. They give you advice on how to talk to your employer in HR without hurting your case. They know the law inside and out, so they can find extra protections you might not know about. If your case goes to court, they'll help you gather evidence you need to win. This includes requesting emails, text messages, hiring documents, and other documents from your employer, as well as conducting interviews with witnesses to uncover key facts and patterns of unfair treatment. A lawyer can also help you understand your rights and protect you from unfair treatment. You are not alone in this. Now that you know your rights, don't wait. Acting fast helps you save proof and meet deadlines. If you think your employer has treated you unfairly, click the link below to schedule a free talk with a lawyer. They'll help you figure out your next steps. Remember, every step you take brings you closer to justice and closure.